When I bought my last car, I felt totally overwhelmed. Is this the right price? Can I trust this listing? But this time around, I used Car Gurus, and honestly, it changed everything. With over 4 million listings, they've got more options than any other major online automotive marketplace in the US. That means more choice and less pressure. What really helped me were the unbiased deal ratings. Car Gurus clearly tells you if it's a good deal or not. And I loved the price drop alerts. I watched a car go from maybe to must buy overnight. Shopping with Car Gurus gave me confidence, not confusion. Car Gurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, making the whole process transparent and hassle-free. It's car buying, but smarter. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.com. cargurus.com.
On today's Smart 7, US Envoy heads to Gaza, Transport Secretary says no malign intent in radar outage, and much more. It's Friday, 1st of August, it's Mountain Climbing Day, and happy birthday, Jason Momoa.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has travelled to Israel and plans to visit Gaza on Friday, along with US Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. They're intending to inspect food distribution sites and speak to Gazans on the ground. They're also promising to secure a plan to deliver more food. Witkoff's boss Donald Trump posted on Thursday evening that Hamas should surrender and release the hostages, but the visit does suggest that the growing international pressure on Israel is beginning to pay off. Canadian PM Mark Carney is one of those pledging to recognise the Palestinian state in September at the UN.
Canada has long been committed to a two-state solution, an independent, viable and sovereign Palestinian state living with the state of Israel in peace and security.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been criticised for his attempt to use recognition as a bargaining tool, and he was accused of moral failure by one of the released British-Israeli hostages on Thursday. He clarified his position and says he's listening to the hostages, but is committed to the plan.
Those hostages need to be released immediately. The situation on the ground in Gaza needs to change. There's a humanitarian catastrophe. And that's why I've said that unless that changes, then we will recognise Palestine.
It's been a strange week for travellers. First, a Russian earthquake led to tsunami warnings all over the Pacific, and then on Wednesday evening, London's airspace closed abruptly after an apparent radar failure. That left hundreds of flights grounded at short notice, and the government has been scrambling to figure out what exactly went on. Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander said on Thursday that early indications are it was an isolated incident and that there was no evidence of malign activity after she met with the head of the UK's air traffic control service. Travel expert Simon Calder says that's not much comfort to those who missed their holiday flights, and he says airlines are furious.
Honestly, if you get any disruption, there's this domino delay effect, which just means that, particularly in London, there's simply no way to recover.
Graham Lake is a former Director General of the Civil Air Navigation Services Organisation, and he says that actually the UK's airspace functions remarkably well.
The point is that you have to plan for them, and if you look at the minutes of outage over a period of years, your availability, system availability, is frankly very, very good. So I think it's unrealistic to expect a system where you have no technical failure.
A new report from NHS England has found that NHS staff failed to listen to a mother's instinct. 5-year-old Yusuf Nazir died days after he was sent home from an NHS emergency department. He had been complaining of a sore throat and feeling unwell, but was sent home with antibiotics and later died from multiple organ failure and several cardiac arrests. His family rejected an initial report by NHS South Yorkshire, and now a new report by the former General Secretary of the Royal College of Nursing has found that a reliance on clinical metrics over caregiver insight caused distress for the family. His mother, Sonia Ahmed, says his death haunts her, and she's calling for a full inquest, a request backed by local MP Sarah Champion.
They do not know why their beloved son died, and so I also stand in solidarity with them to get that inquest, because it's only with the truth that you will be able, I believe, to move forward.
It's been just over a week since former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn announced that he's starting a new political party with fellow Labour rebel Zara Sultana. They claim that over 500,000 people have already signed up for a party that is intending to be essentially the opposite of reform. There are a couple of issues they don't have a name. They're using the name Your Party, but are waiting for the members to make the final decision on what to call it. The other issue is that so far they only have 2 MPs, but Corbyn is sounding positive about the party's future.
What I don't want is endless battles over who's controlling which committee, The way you keep a party together is by going forward on campaigning fundamental issues, peace, social justice in this country. The other parties, all of them, are actually appeasing what reforms say.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, Max Verstappen picks his seat and Sir Stephen Fry goes all Aerosmith on us. Right after this.
When I bought my last car, I felt totally overwhelmed. Is this the right price? Can I trust this listing? But this time around, I used Car Gurus, and honestly, it changed everything. With over 4 million listings, they've got more options than any other major online automotive marketplace in the US. That means more choice and less pressure. What really helped me were the unbiased deal ratings. Car Gurus clearly tells you if it's a good deal or not. And I loved the price drop alerts. I watched a car go from maybe to must buy overnight. Shopping with Car Gurus gave me confidence, not confusion. Car Gurus will connect you with trusted dealerships when you're ready, making the whole process transparent and hassle-free. It's car buying, but smarter. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CARGURUS.com. cargurus.com.
Welcome back.
This weekend, the Formula One Roadshow heads to Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. The season so far has been dominated by McLaren, and they hold a massive lead in the Constructors' Championship with twice the points of their nearest rival Ferrari. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are also comfortably in charge of the drivers' standings, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen a distant third. There's been plenty of speculation about where Max will park his car next season, but he confirmed on Thursday that he is sticking with Red Bull for 2026 at least. He says there's been too much pit lane gossip, but also clearly had some leftover Belgian snacks from last weekend.
People are waffling so much, throughout the whole season, while the only one that actually can or should speak is not speaking. That's me. Some people just like to stare at the pot, some people just like to create drama.
We haven't seen much of Sir Stephen Fry since he received his knighthood back in May, but he's back in a new West End production of The Importance of Being Earnest. The play by Oscar Wilde is famously described as a trivial comedy for serious people, and Sir Fry joins a star-packed cast including Ollie Alexander, Nathan Stewart Jarrett and Hugh Dennis for a run that starts in September. Stephen is playing the legendary Lady Bracknell, a character made famous by Dame Judi Dench in the 2002 film version, and he says it's a dream role.
As much as Born to be Wild, I was born to be Bracknell. I don't know why. It's something about the language has entered my soul and did so from an early age, and I feel it's a kind of debt to the birth of language in my brain in a strange sort of way.
After a week of outrage over the Online Safety Act, there's a new movie on the way that might make you think twice about how we protect people online. American Sweatshop is a modern thriller starring Lily Reinhart, who you may know from Riverdale alongside Joel Fry from Plebs and Game of Thrones. Lily plays Daisy, a moderator for a social media site whose job it is to view the worst content online and decide whether it should be posted or deleted. She stumbles across what looks like a crime and becomes obsessed with tracking down what actually happened. It hits cinemas in September.
This guy's a maniac. He will hurt you or worse.
No, he won't.
How do you know that?
Do you by chance have a gun that I could borrow?
You're not the hero here. You're just a regular person doing a regular job.
Sometimes the only way to stop a bad thing is with another bad thing.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day.
Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing. Which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.